Hey, what's up guys? Sloth King here. Today I'm going to be doing some maintenance on the Supra. So I've hit a little over 500 miles. I think it's like 525 or something like that. And it's time to flush some of the fluids out. So the transmission, since it was brand new, it had a break-in period of like 500 miles or so. So I'm going to drain that, put some new transmission fluid in there. I'm going to do a few more things on the interior side of it to button that up. Then the oil, I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil again, and then we can see how dirty it is. It's gonna be awesome. Same thing with the transmission fluid. We'll be able to see how much metal's in there. I put a magnet underneath the on the drain bolt, so we're gonna see how much metal collected on that. So I think it was like 500 miles, or maybe it was 1,000. I forget. I didn't read the manual that well, or I read it but I just forgot since it's been a while. But I'm gonna retorque the head bolts, see if those are still torqued down to 90. If it is, I'm pretty sure it is, but it's always good to make sure. So I'm gonna do that today, and then just tighten up some of my intercooler hoses, because I wasn't really getting that like any boost. I could hear the turbo spool up, but it wasn't really holding anything. So I think I just might have like a couple of those couplings a little bit loose. So I'm gonna check that out while I'm down there. Not really film it, but yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing today on the Supra. So I'm gonna go ahead and jack it up, put on some jack stands, and then let's get right into it. All right guys, we're gonna start with the transmission. So it's gonna be a 24mm socket. Already got it on here, and I'm gonna break it loose. But that is loose right here. As you can see, it is right in there. And then the drain plug is right over on this side. Now I am going to be filling it up into the shifter housing. I'll show you that afterwards. Let's get the drain plug. Here we go. This might this might make a mess on my downpipe. Oh, I missed the line. Oh no. Ah. Sorry guys. Oh no. I didn't realize how far away from the pan I was. And I dropped you. Okay. Here you go. Whoops. Sorry guys. All right, I'm gonna let that finish draining. Sorry about dropping you guys. That I was not planning on that. So when that's done, I'm just gonna put the drain bolt back in, torque it to 30 foot-pounds. I'm gonna loosen up the fill plug, and then I'm gonna take out the shifter in the car, and then we're gonna fill up the transmission. And then I'll be double checking when I'm filling up the transmission. I'll be seeing whenever some transmission fluid comes out and like leaks out of the fill plug. That means it's full, and then we just put that back in and we tighten it down. So I'm gonna let this drain and I'll be back. All right, it is torqued down. All right, let's go ahead and fill it up. I'm using the Redline MT90. I hope I have enough. If not, there's a parts store up the street that I can run and go get a quart. So let's go inside. As you can see, I got the shifter out, and let's go ahead and pour some of this in there. Okay, let's see if we have any coming out of the drain or the fill plug. Nope. Well, looks like I need to go get a quart. All right, that's okay. All right, so that's totally fine. I'll just pick up a quart right afterwards and I'll just put it in. But let's keep moving on. Let's go ahead and drain that oil. All right, on here, as you can see, I had the magnet on there. I'll just keep it on the bottom of the pan right there. See if I can make this one less messy. Ooh, look at that. Dark. Uh-oh, why is that not draining? Oh, that's taking forever to drain in there. Whew, that would have been bad. I'm so glad I didn't crawl out from underneath the car. Okay, let's continue. All right, that's fine. I'll let it drain like that, and then we'll come back to it. Okay guys, I got the oil drained, I got the filter replaced. Now I'm just gonna fill it up, and then we can start taking off everything on here to get to the valve covers. Actually, I might take everything off, take the valve covers off, and then fill it up with oil afterwards. Let's get to doing that. Okay guys, before I move on any further, before I take off the valve covers and torque down those head bolts, I'm gonna go pick up some of that that red line transmission fluid, fill that up, and then put the car on the ground, because it's gonna be a lot easier for me to reach those head bolts and see where they are. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I cannot get that Redline MT90 from any of the parts stores, so I had to order it on Amazon. It's gonna be here tomorrow, so I'll just fill up the transmission tomorrow. But I'm gonna go ahead and lower the car, and then we'll continue with just torquing the head bolts. Okay, the car is back on the ground. Let's take off these valve covers and torque down that head. All right, we're at ground zero right now. Everything still looks good, looks healthy. Okay, well, let's start torquing everything down, or let's check the torque of everything. Is that not gonna fit? Oh, seriously? Wow, that sucks. Okay, guys, so I messed up. This is actually a 13 millimeter or a 1/2 inch 12-point socket for the ARP bolts. So glad I don't have to go buy another one. So let's start tying it down. Sequence is going to be shown on screen right now. And I also marked them on the actual head, but I'm just gonna go off my diagram right here. Oh, that one was a little loose. I'll need to move the crank a little bit because this part of the cam is in the way. All right, head is all 100% torqued down. There were a couple that went a little bit loose, but it wasn't that bad. All right, so the head is all torqued down. There's a couple bolts that were loose. So what I'm gonna do now, I don't need to film it because assembly is just reverse. Just remember whenever you're putting on the valve covers to put on that RTV sealant right up at the cams. So I'm gonna do that, put everything back together. Wait a day to start it so that RTV can dry, and then tomorrow I'll come in. We will fill up the engine with oil, top off that transmission, and yeah, we'll be done with this. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's day 2 of doing some maintenance on the Supra, and well, I messed up yesterday. So on the valve covers, I had these little grommets, and then there's like a metal cap on them. I lost one of them, and I don't know where it is. I don't know if it fell off the driver's side part of the engine, if it's stuck on the subframe or something, or if it fell inside of the head somewhere. So I'm gonna be spending a little bit of time looking for that, and then we can proceed to button everything up. That's what one of the grommets look like. It's just that metal piece on there. I'm gonna jack up the car again, look underneath it, and try to find it. I will let you guys know when and if I find it, so I'll be back. Okay guys, update. I found it, but I wanna know if you can see where it is. Wait a second. There it is. Can you imagine how bad that would have been? Now, yesterday, I did put my magnet in there, and it didn't pick it up. But I had like the bigger one, and I looked at that too, because I was like, oh, when I put my magnet towards it, it didn't pick it up, and I was like, all right, just going through everything else, and yeah, well, there it is. That would have been catastrophic if I would have started the engine, and I'm so glad that I didn't. So now, I'm gonna clean that off. I'm gonna clean off the old, FIPG silicone that I put on there. I'm gonna put that valve cover back on, and then yeah, just gonna button everything up. Now I'm still waiting on that dang transmission fluid to come in. So it's supposed to come in earlier today, 2:30 in the afternoon right now, so hopefully it comes in before it gets dark out. But yeah, I'm gonna button this back up because that's annoying. Make sure whenever you do this kind of stuff, you double check that. Now the grommets on the valve covers, they stayed on there. So I even like wiggled a lot of them to see if any fell off, and they didn't. And right when I took that off, that's when I heard that noise go ding ding. So anyway, let me put this thing back together, and then we'll do like I don't know, something. Okay guys, I got an update. It's a couple hours later. I got everything back together. Silicone's on there. As for the throttle spring, I don't know if this is just for the automatic transmission, but if you guys need one, I found a new one at Lowe's, and this is the, I'm gonna pull up a picture of the spring that I got with the right tension and everything on it right now. And with the ends, all I did was clip them. I bent them in, of course, measured them, and yeah. I think it's just for the automatic transmission, so if you guys are still running that, there you go. And one other thing that I found, I have a brake fluid leak. You want to know how I know? When I jacked up the car, there's some staining underneath it, and the inside of my wheels are wet on both sides. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, so I'm gonna fix that, but for the time being, there's one other thing that I need to do. So on the inside of the car, when I swapped to a manual transmission, I noticed that the holes for the manual shifter doesn't line up where the automatic ones go, so I have to drill some new holes and then just tap them. As you can see, those ones fit just fine, but these ones down here don't fit at all, so I have to just drill a hole here and one over on this side somewhere, and then I'm just gonna tap it and then put these new holes in. I think these are M8 by 1.25 if I remember correctly, and the length is like 15 millimeters. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. So I'm gonna do this in the meantime, fix that brake fluid reservoir, and then whenever I'm all done, we'll throw some oil into it. And here we go. It's day 4 or 3. Day 3 of doing the maintenance on the Supra, and guess what finally came in? Yes, the gear oil finally came in. A full day late. That's annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna get some lights on, and we're gonna throw in a little over 2 quarts into the transmission, and then we're gonna add some oil to the engine. I might pull a couple spark plugs to see how they are, maybe 1 in 6 or something like that. But yeah, let's get right into it before it gets dark. All right guys, we're inside the car, and by the way, I drilled out these new holes so that way the shifter can screw in there, and the size is, well, you can't see it, but it's 6 millimeters by 1.0 thread pitch. Just remember that. So if you want to get new bolts for yours, this is also the same thread pitch, you can do that. But let's go ahead and start adding some gear oil. And yes, it's literally as easy as grabbing your quart and pouring it in there, and then you just have to watch the amount of transmission fluid As soon as it starts coming out of that, the fill hole on the transmission, you're good. And oops, that was way too much. Oh my god. Oh, that was such a waste of money. Ah, should have been looking. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. Oh my god. I had a feeling. I literally had a feeling. You should go and check that. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna go clean that up, and then I'll get back to you. Okay guys, I got that all cleaned up. That was such a waste. I swear, that had to have been at least a third of a quart. So that was like $9. I don't know, it was a lot of money. A lot of money wasted. And I knew I should have checked it, because I had a feeling like, you know, I should really check this thing. But yeah, let that be known guys. Check those, whenever you have that feeling, check it. But anyway, I torqued it down. It was like 30 foot-pounds or whatever the fill plug torque is. It's somewhere around there. And then now, let's go ahead and throw some oil in. Alright guys, so I decided to pull all of those spark plugs because, I mean, hell, I'm in there, I might as well do it. Yeah, anyway, so here's what they look like in order from 6 to 1. They all look about the same, and I wish this camera would focus on them. They look pretty normal, which is great. But anyway, that's fine. They look all good. I'm gonna slap them back in the engine, button everything up, and throw that shifter back in, and I might start it up. But anyways, okay, hopefully you can see me now. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna finish buttoning everything up, but that's about it for the 500-mile maintenance. The head torque looked all good. Wow, I can't speak. So the torque on the head looked all good except for like 3 of the bolts. They were just a little bit loose. Valve covers, those, you saw that fiasco, that was annoying. Take off those grommets, learn from me. Transmission fluid was cool. That was all good. It was awesome that I dropped like half a quart. That was such a big waste of money. Now you guys know not to do what I did. Yeah, that's about it. That's all the maintenance stuff. Oil looked dark as hell. Not as dark as the first one that I changed, because that was like black. It was insane. Right now I'm switching to a 10W40 because it's gonna be summertime and it gets hot out here in Tennessee. So I'm gonna run a little bit thicker oil for the summer. I will change the oil again in 1,000 miles, and then probably from there I might do one more conventional oil change, go another 1,000 miles, and once I hit about 2,500 miles, I'm gonna switch over to full synthetic. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe to see more videos like these, and if you have any questions, like a few of the guys, they messaged me on Instagram, go ahead, give me a follow there. It's Sloth King Garage, underscores in the middle. Anyways, you guys take it easy. Peace. Subscribe to see more videos like me. Wow. Anyway, but it wasn't that bad. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna button everything back up. F***ing train, Jesus. Like, yes, we know you're there. So rude.